and welcome to episode 1 of Enigmatic Rose 4's Crusader Kings 2 tutorial. This is version 2.8.1.1 in February 2018 with all expansion packs including Jade Dragon. So you want to start a new game and you want to pick a specific year. This is what you do. You go to single player, and when you pop up here you get to see there's 5 specific years they give you, specific dates, and you can choose one of them. If you have the Charlemagne expansion, you will see the 769 start here. If you have the Old Gods expansion, you will see the 867 start. If you do not have them, then I believe they will be grayed out and you will only have these 3. So 1066, 1220, and 1337. We click on any of these and you get to see these characters you can select. These are considered interesting characters of the time period. Like, of course, in 1066 we have William the Conqueror because, he was busy trying to conquer England at this time. If you go to the 867 start, then you get a couple of these Norse guys because, they were trying to conquer the world. And there's just different guys for every time period. But let's say you don't want to play as any of these, and you want to be a little more creative in your choosing. Then you choose custom game setup and you get taken directly to the map. If you look here, you notice the map is very pretty, but it's very hard to see the countries. That's because we were on the terrain map mode, which is very pretty, but not extremely useful in terms of this game. So we're going to switch over to the realms map mode. And this is a bit more useful for us. So when you are choosing your year, you can come over here and choose one of the bookmark locations, which go from 769 to 1337, and each one covers a specific time period, or a specific spot in time, I should say. Like the previous screen, it shows you what the interesting characters are of this year, of this era, and you can choose to play as one of them, or you can choose whoever you want. So when selecting these, you notice that here's what the world looks like in 1241. We go back to 1066, and the world will look quite different because each of these years is historically accurate as far as we know it. The borders are correct, the leaders are correct. There's some things where they were a bit hazy on, but this game is very historically accurate from your starting spots. After that, it's all open. I mean, you could reform Ireland and then go take over Wales and Scotland and England and form the Empire of Alba, because that's the cool thing to do, don't you know? But, anything could happen. So while you are here, as long as you start from the 1066 location, you can actually choose a specific date you want to start as. So, for example, we go to the Third Crusade, which the Third Crusade is, if you don't know your history so well, is the time of King Richard the Lionhearted, Prince John, Robin Hood, all that great stuff. So you're like, I want to play as the King of England. Wait, who's this guy? This isn't Richard the Lionhearted. Why can't I play as Richard the Lionhearted? Well, you can. So, we are here with King Henry of England, who is the father of Richard. And we want to jump ahead in time. So we're going to jump ahead in time by 2 years to 1189. Oh, but you say, wait, what are you talking about? King Henry of England is still in charge here. What's going on? Well, we have to jump in time a little bit too. So we're going to move to the 6th of January, and then we're going to jump ahead to the month of July. Boom! Hey, who's this? There's King Richard. Where did you come from? Well, if we move back a day, there's King Henry. As you can see, it changes actually by day. You can pick any specific day in history, in time, and it will be as accurate as they can make it. Now, let's say there's some things where they don't know. Maybe the guy died on the 7th, maybe the guy died on the 8th. It's a little bit hazy. We just know he died sometime around then. Then the creators of the game picked a specific date, and you can just click around and figure out exactly where it is. Or you can go to the Wikipedia, the game wiki, because a lot of this information is listed there. So you can choose your specific year, your specific date, your specific starting point. You can choose whatever you want. And you can take it where you want to, as long as the random events in the game let you. Like, you could start as King Richard Lionheart, and then in his first battle, he gets hit over the head with an axe and becomes incapable and dies 3 months later. Or, he could live to the ripe old age of 84 and sire a dozen children and conquer most of Europe. It just sort of depends on you, the player. Um, One last thing before we finish this episode is to remember, if you start in 867 or 769, then you cannot actually change the starting year or the starting date. Because of the way these expansions worked, they only gave us one specific time slot in those hundreds of years to start as. So you do not get quite the freedom of movement as you would later after 1066. All right. And that's about it. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below and I will try my best to answer them. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this helps you. Y'all have a good day. Bye.